Welcome to another episode of the Final Forecast featuring me, one of your co-hosts, Kevin Jones. I have my lovely co-host Ashley with me.
That's me.
Super producer Dave is here. What up, Dave?
G'day.
What up? What up? And of course, John is not here. He does not care again, but we will keep the show rolling without him.
That's
'Cause that's
it.
what we do.
It's kind of funny at this point. It's like, is John Flowers and Kevin Jones the same person? Because you guys
Yeah.
can't be in the same room
I
together.
guess we might have to start that. There's some people that who mistaken me for John Flowers, so I would not. Yeah, I
The
would
most
not go.
frustrating thing.
So what's been going on, Ash? How's everything in Morgantown?
Good. Obviously, the weather's turning for the better, so I'm a happy
Yeah,
camper.
yeah. This is around the time when sun starts coming out again. Especially here in Japan, you got the cherry blossoms coming out. Well, that was kind of a couple of weeks ago, but that's kind of been over with. But it's always a good sign to see that because you know the season is like almost done.
Right? I'm really jealous. That is
Yeah,
on my bucket list is to see the cherry blossoms in Japan. Like I would love to see that.
yeah. You got to. I always encourage everybody to come like visit Japan just for cultural aspect, just to be around like the everything is nice, especially around this time. Like you said, the weather getting better.
Yeah.
There's a lot of foreigners here now. I feel like everybody was like, we need to get to Japan right now for some reason because there's so many foreigners here. But
That's
yeah,
funny.
I love it and always yeah, Ash. Whenever you get a chance, you should definitely travel to Japan at some point.
Absolutely. How much season do you have left?
We only got 2 games left.
Ah!
Yeah, our last 2 games coming up this weekend. Unfortunately,
Dang.
we didn't qualify to make the playoffs, so
Oh,
that sucks. So, I mean, at that point, you feel like you got nothing to play for, but at the same time, you do want to end the season the right way.
absolutely.
And we are also playing our rival the last 2 games
Oh,
of the season, which is also one of my old teams. So it's exciting for me to kind of go out like that. So
that's
hopefully we
it.
get these two
Winning.
wins.
We're gonna go out
Right,
winning.
right, exactly. So yeah, I still
Crazy.
haven't decided yet, man, if I want
Hang
to
it
hang
up.
them up yet or not. Yeah, I don't know. I
I
keep
saw
going back and forth. Depends on the day.
right. I saw Joe Alexander finally said he's done, which he's
Oh
older
wow,
than you,
really?
so I guess I'm not really
Yeah.
surprised. But
Yeah, I mean that's not. Yeah, Joe's like an athletic freak though, so
he
for
really
him,
is. Like he's still in
yeah,
really great shape, so it's kind of
right,
surprising. But yeah, he's done after
you know,
this season.
yeah. Everybody, I think it's around that time. It's crazy to like think about the finality of your career.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem real. It's just like,
Dude,
dang, like
anybody in
that really
sports though,
passed by.
think about that. Football, basketball, I don't care what sport you're in, even baseball. I mean, they play a little bit longer, but like eventually you're going to reach that time where it's like my body can't handle it anymore. I'm not the
Mhm.
same athlete I was years ago, whatever.
Right.
And that's got to be interesting because I bet I would guarantee that you've been playing sports since you were a child.
Oh
So
yeah.
like that's an interesting concept, and I don't know that we've ever gotten into it with John after he retired because he's like go go go, but like
Yeah.
how that feels to make that
And
transition, you know?
Yeah, and John always encourages me, and like everybody, I feel like, and it's not a bad thing, but I feel like people like vicariously live through me sometimes. So they're like, you can't retire. You need to play a couple more years. Like, trust me, the real world sucks. I'm like, well, I'm gonna have to deal with the real world regardless of. I'm
That's
gonna have
it,
to retire eventually, so it's gonna
right?
happen one way or the other. But for me, I feel like some people retire because of their body can't take it anymore, or they're not the same athlete, or some people retire like because just the mental grind of having to prepare for, we play 60 games, having to prepare for that kind of season, being overseas for 10 months at a clip, and just watching, feeling like you watching everything go by
Yeah.
as you're out there. So I think everybody has different. Oh, there we go.
Oh,
There he is.
I'm shooketh
What's up,
physically
brother?
right now. What?
What's going
What?
on,
Middle of
There you
man?
recording, and
go.
he comes to
Let's
join us.
go.
Here's what it is. Nothing, man. Just chilling, tired.
I see you traveling with the Best Virginia. Is that 17 and under team? I see you getting your Jake Shuttlesworth on. We going we gonna save that for another time though. Anyway, if you know, you know. But nah, let me stop. How's everything? The Ash didn't get that part. It's okay, Ash. We don't. You don't need to get that part.
I probably don't need to
Nah.
know. I
It's
I I have
Yeah,
a
it's an
guess.
inside joke.
I have a
Yeah,
guess.
you have a guess. Yeah, but it's for everybody else. It's an inside
You're
joke.
stupid, bro.
But how was the AAU trail been?
Nah, it's been straight, man. We got elite seventh grade team that I'm coaching. Casey Mitchell was supposed to coach it, but he left. He lives in Georgia now, so
Oh,
I
Okay.
took over. So we have, for those who don't know, we got West Virginia U team. So
Mhm.
yeah, I've been coaching them. We just got back from Philly yesterday. We're on the Under Armour circuit, so
Okay.
trying to get some Under
Have
Armour
y'all?
sponsorship.
Oh, okay. That's what I was gonna say. Y'all have an Under Armour sponsorship?
Not yet. They got to win a little bit, and then we'll probably get
Okay.
it next year.
oh.
That's dope, bro. Congrats on that. How'd y'all do?
Did good yesterday. Did good. I mean, we was gonna be sponsored by Kevin Jones, but I don't know what happened with that.
I ain't never get the call,
Crazy.
man.
Kevin's
I
like,
gotta
oh,
play a
you
few
got
more years
sponsorship
for
shit.
that.
Yep,
KG
you
Motors,
do.
ready to go.
Are you gonna coach your
Yo.
team, bro?
Huh?
Are you gonna coach your team?
And for West Virginia,
Yeah,
the AAU team.
yeah. Coach 18, one of the teams.
I
You
can't. I
got.
can't, bro. I told you
That's
I'm not.
crazy.
I'm not fit to be a coach,
You're
bro.
not gonna
I'm
get
not.
back all this knowledge that you have from growing up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I don't
Playing
have to be a coach to do
pro,
that though. I could
college.
be a
You know,
mentor.
See,
I don't have
He
to be a
can't commit
coach.
to the time because he's going to be in Charleston all summer.
KJ
That's true
doesn't
too.
like the kids, man.
KJ does
listen,
not care
I
about the
kind of
youth.
feel that deep in my soul, though. It's funny. The owner of my company, he coaches this little girls' soccer team, and he's like, "These kids don't listen." I was like, "You need to go out there and be like, listen here, you little bastards!" Like, I was so
Yeah,
aggressive.
I don't
I would
think.
be fired instantly.
Yes, especially
Yo,
with this in this climate. If you
That's
was
it.
in the early '90s, maybe you could get away with that, but not this climate.
That's
I
it.
think if you just remember like their kids, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like their kids. Like that's like a
Yeah,
lot of coaches like they're out here like trying to win, like they're trying to get their record up.
But
They
like,
got other intentions
how do you
besides
get the
development.
actually? Well, I guess it depends on what age we're talking about. But like the kids that he's coaching are like 6 years old, and he's like, I see the other teams like they're all listening, they're going through the drills. He goes, but my kids, they just don't listen.
Like, that's just bad coaching. Then. If other kids are doing it, I'm confused.
I told him, I was like, you got to be more assertive. I'm not saying you got to be an asshole, but you got to be assertive.
But at that, especially six, like that, like it's about just getting better, having fun. Like all the kids aren't even
right.
going to want to be there at
That's the
6.
problem.
Parents make them
I'm
play.
very I'm thinking about a softball game I went to with my girlfriend's nephew, and people were just like rolling around in the dirt, like they just like doing what everybody was doing whatever they wanted, and it was the funniest thing in the world. And I'm like, yo, I could not coach this. Like how are you?
Yeah.
Look, I'm too competitive for that. Like I'm even at whatever age, I'm too. That's why I feel like when what you said, John, about you got to remember their kids. I feel like it's easy to say that until you get into the competition. It's like your
Nah,
competitive nature just takes
Takes
over.
over. Yeah.
you're
Kick
gonna
the
have you're gonna
ball.
have you're gonna have
Right.
some kids that like really want to be there, and some kids just don't. So you just
Yeah.
coach the kids that want to be there.
What I think is dope though is that you have former WVU players being coaches. You got Medina Ali on the women's side. I seen you like you said you had Casey Mitchell for a little bit. You had Will. What?
I hate
I'm
you, man.
literally trying to be.
I
I'm
hate
literally
you.
being serious, bro. I would
Spencer
say you got
Mackey,
Spencer Mackey. You got Will. Is Will coaching the team? Will Thomas.
yeah, Will Thomas, yeah.
Okay. See that's cool, man. Because not only are you having like people with basketball knowledge, but people who kids. I don't know if they've seen them, but they probably heard about them. Like, hey, we watched this person play, and this person do it at a high level, so they can pass that, like you said, pass that knowledge on. So that's dope.
Yeah.
What made you? Was that something that they came to you about, or you came to them about coaching, or?
Nah, I went to them. Like that's I wanted. That's what kind of sets us apart from every other AAU program. Like we really got people that have actually been to where these kids are trying to go. You know what I mean? It's not
Right.
just someone's dad. You
Yeah.
know, just
Right.
going out there. It's people that have actually been there. They know what they're talking about. They know where. I mean, they know what it takes to get there. And then like this weekend, like Darius Nichols. Shout out to Darius Nichols, man, because
Mm.
we stopped at LaSalle University when we went to Philly.
Dope.
And I wish, like, could you imagine, like, being able to talk to a D1 coach when you was coming up in school, bro?
Wow.
Like, he
Oh
really
yeah.
sat down and talked to the kids and told them exactly what they need to do to get there, exactly what coaches are looking for, what to do, what not to do. Like a D1 coach. Like, he talked to them
That's
for like an
Yeah.
awesome.
hour. So shout out to
Fire.
Darius.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I see y'all also been I see y'all watch film, which I
Oh,
think
yeah.
is cool too to get them early on like watching film and seeing how they can improve that way as well.
Oh, yeah.
Like you doing all the right stuff, bro.
Yeah, that's my favorite part because kids like I didn't do that, I didn't do this. Well,
The
it's
fuck
good
you
to
What the,
didn't.
all right. Hey, who's this? Is this somebody
yeah,
else on film right here? Film
yeah,
never lies.
just lazy mouth.
I'm sorry. Is that another Benjamin that's down there?
Right. For
Yeah,
real.
so yeah, we just try to we our goal is just to prepare them for the next level. Like I don't need to yell and cuss and scream to do that, bro. I shouldn't have to. Like
Yeah.
I'm gonna show it to you. This is what you need to do. I'm gonna tell you what you need to do, and if you don't, if you do it or not, that's up to you.
Well, and that's it,
Right.
right? Because the ones that need to hear it are going to hear it, right?
Yeah,
Those are the ones
yep.
you're
Yeah.
targeting. So,
And
I feel
the best part about like talking to Darius and like a D1 coach is like the parents. So a lot of like AAU coaching isn't like coaching the kids, it's coaching the parents because they
right.
think they're the ones that think they know everything.
Hmm.
So like them going up there and actually being able to ask Darius questions and all that stuff, like that was real good. And he said one thing was just like it's AAU is about development. You know what I mean? Like youth sports is about development. Like a lot of kids go out there. I mean, a lot of parents like try to put their kids on teams like just because they're like the best team or they want to be in the best AAU circuit or whatever it is. But if they're not developing, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean anything to win your seventh grade championship.
Well,
It
that's,
means nothing.
yeah. And also, to be, no offense, but like the worst player on the best team doesn't bode well anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel I agree with that, Ash, but then also I feel like it's from a perspective of if you surround yourself with other talent and y'all are winning, regardless if you're the worst player, you're still gonna get looked at. You're still gonna get those D1 looks
Well,
just
I guess
because of who
true, because
you're
you're scout
playing
for it. Yeah,
around
touche.
and what
Touche.
team you on. So, but no, from a development perspective is not good because nobody cares who won what AAU tournament. There's so many AAU tournaments. There's so many different sponsorships and different, you know what I mean? Yeah,
Rankings.
rankings and all. So nobody really cares about, if you, I always came with the mindset of I always wanted to play for like the no name team. I feel
Yeah.
like that's more of a flex for me if I'm on a no name team, not a big sponsorship, and we go and we do it well against other bigger teams, so to speak.
Yeah.
That's what like motivated me. And the developmental side is like I feel like AAU should be where you test your skills. Like you should be working out so hard outside of the tournaments, and then when the time comes, that's when you like test your skill against other players.
Did you
I
guys
don't
both
think
play
AAU should be
AAU?
the only thing you do.
Did you guys both play AAU?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I
curious.
started
Yeah.
late though.
Yeah.
I didn't play AAU until I was in high school. That was my first year playing AAU. I was a freshman in high school, which
Wow.
is super late. But before that, I was literally I didn't even really know about AAU. My brother was just like, yo, we gonna work out. We gonna have me going to our parks playing against grown men at like 13, 14 years old. And
Yeah.
that's really where I got my skills developed.
That's where I think the difference is now. Like you don't have kids going playing pickup. Like
No.
and then like if you lose, get off the court. Like and you gotta
Right.
wait until someone picks you to get on their team. Like you don't have that no more.
Why is that?
Like
Why is that, you think?
cause the parents, bro. Parents be babying kids now. I don't know. I
You
don't
got
know
to get
why.
that park smoke. That park smoke different. Cause ain't no rules, ain't no structure, and you on concrete too. Bro,
That's
anything can
it.
happen.
And you playing
Anything can
against
happen, bro.
grown men,
Listen,
so
some of the
you
best
got.
people I've seen ball have done it in a park. No joke.
Yeah, and if you like, you can't call fouls. You playing against grown men, so you got to earn that respect. Like, and at the same time, they're showing you, they're teaching you what they know about the game as you're going. Like, you know what I mean? So, yeah, man, it's crazy.
Yeah, but that's dope. Shout out to you for doing that, man. Having
Yeah, you'll be a coach in
that
the
that
city too.
brothership. I'll definitely come and talk to team though.
I ain't say
I
talk to
won't
them,
be
say
coaching, but
coach.
I'll definitely come and
That's
mentor
Definitely come and
talks.
talk.
Nah, we gonna have Tay gonna coach the team. I think Gabe gonna
Okay.
coach the team.
Tay would be really good at that. Tay is
Yeah,
really
he
good
gonna
at
be real
that.
good. Yeah. West Virginia sports though, in general, not just basketball, is just behind, like in
Right.
everything. So I mean, that's my overall goal, is just to help change sports in West Virginia. So we're gonna have West Virginia basketball, but hopefully we get West Virginia baseball, soccer, all that stuff, and
Oh
with
shit.
that.
alumni from WVU.
That's cool, man. You're gonna have to build a facility for all those things.
That's the goal, bro. We you gotta think big. You
I'm
know what I
down with
mean?
that.
We
I'm
we
down with
actually
that.
Get
are
those
looking for land.
sponsorship dollars. Let's go.
Yeah, we actually are looking for land to build a facility.
That's hard.
Yeah,
That's
so
tough, bro.
Listen, there is 100
Speaking of,
acres for sale right outside of Morgantown. Could be yours.
oh
for
really?
real,
Yep.
for real.
Yeah, and it's
Where?
actually good property. Like it's commercial property too.
Oh shit. See?
Yeah.
You gotta tell me about that off air. But yeah,
Can
KJ,
do.
when you retire in 3 years, you know what I mean? You already just come back.
Me and Ash was just talking about that before you got here. Just like how you keep telling me I need to keep playing basketball.
It is kind of messed up you not playing TBT though. That's messed up, bro.
How? I didn't play last year. How's it
I
messed
know.
up this
That's
year?
messed up. Cause like you coming off a good season overseas, like
I'm
you
not.
still hooping.
KJ goes, I didn't even make the
I'm not.
playoffs. What are we saying?
I'm not.
That's
If I was
crazy.
coming off a good season, that might be different, but I'm not. So I
We
just
got
like
our best chance of winning TBT is if you're playing.
I don't disagree with that. But
Fans want to see you back in Charleston. Fans want to see you. You live there anyway. You ain't got nothing going on. You ain't doing nothing.
nah, but speaking of TBT, is there any more news you wanna
Yeah, I'm
is there
curious.
any more news you wanna say? Any new signings you wanna talk about?
New announcement for TBT. New player played last year, 2 years.
Last year?
He played before. That was his
First
first year
time.
last year.
Nah, that was his first year last year.
Wow.
In Germany this year. Is he in Germany this year?
Jesus Christ. I think you might want to know that.
I'm gonna
before
wait
you
on this
just
announcement.
start saying random country.
Issa
Keep all that
Ahmad.
stuff now in there. The
Issa
misinformation.
Issa Ahmad will be joining TBT this summer.
Yeah.
Good addition to the
Peace.
team. He did really
Right.
well last year. He's 6'8", power forward, 3-man. You know what I mean? He can be interchangeable. It's kind of my goal for the team. I kind of want a bunch of wings, 6'7", 6'5", 6'8". You know what I mean?
Right.
Out there on the team. So he is playing in Czech Republic. Thought it was in Germany, but he's in Czech Republic this year.
He was in Germany last season, I think.
He's in Germany
Ah.
last year. He's averaging
Mhm.
11.9 points a game, shooting 40% from three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Okay.
like it. I like it.
62% from two. He balling.
Pretty nice.
like it.
Yeah.
East is very, like you said, very versatile player. Always shows up to work, never complains, never, you know what I mean? Like I feel like he's the perfect piece for what you're trying to build, especially if you go into a tournament like TBT where it's a one game elimination. You feel like he's not gonna be he's gonna be there to work, and he's gonna be there to try to help us win, and he could do a lot of different things on the court. So I'm excited to have him back out there. I'm glad he's playing again. He went through a little couple years that he wasn't playing. So I'm glad that he's back and he killing.
Yeah.
He was a like an NBA projected NBA lottery pick. Like
For sure.
coming out of high school. Like he's a big time recruit, and he has the potential. Like still, he can hoop, he can ball.
Yeah.
So our main goal was to get a bunch of players with a high basketball IQ, and I think Issa definitely helps that. He's not gonna come out try to jack up shots. He has the
Right.
chemistry. So yeah, I'm very happy with that selection.
There you go.
Dope.
KJ
Dope.
told me.
Dope. I did. I was like, you might want to add East again, especially after what he did last summer.
Stay tuned for more announcements next
Yeah.
week. But yeah, team is building out and coming out slowly but surely. Yeah.
Nice. Other WVU news, we got a couple more hirings from the men's basketball team. We got a couple new signings from the team.
Yep.
Ash, you want to read those?
Sure. Oh, hang on. My ad will get closed. Okay, so a few of the people that have committed thus far, Trayshawn Eaglestaff, which I know a lot of people seem to be very keen on. His draft score is pretty high, so
He
his
a
sign-in
bucket.
score, I should say.
He a bucket.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting to see. They're considering him a 4-star recruit, so we'll see how that one goes. He's 6'6", 190 pounds. Obviously, he's a shooting guard, so that's exciting for us. Some other notables. I'm going to pronounce the guy's name wrong, but the 7-footer, Harlan
Obioha.
Obiha. I can't pronounce this. I don't know why I can't.
Obioha.
Obi.
Yahoo!
I'm just going to call him Harlan up because I don't know what else
just
to
him
call him.
Harlan.
But yeah, 7-footer, which I think we had this conversation not that long ago, but when was the last time WVU had a big man? Like a real big man? It's been a long time.
It's been a minute.
And this
that I
guy
could think
gets
of.
rebounds like it's his fucking job, which is exactly
that.
what we need.
Right. I'm looking through like the signings, and I'm trying to see like a theme because I know he's a defensive minded head coach. So I'm trying to see a theme
Yes.
of like the players that he's trying to sign. It seems like we're gonna get a lot of shooting. I know we signed one of the top 3-point shooters in the transfer portal. I can't remember dude's name, but I think he like led the NCAA in 3 points made or percentage or something like that. So it seems like we're getting a lot of scoring, a mix of scoring. We got a big man who can rebound, do the dirty work inside, and a couple like athletic wings. So it seems like the roster is building out good right now.
Absolutely.
So I'm excited to see it.
We also have a pretty good recruit in a power forward, which you'll appreciate, I'm sure, KJ. Brennan Lorient, who's also ranked extremely high. He was like a .88 coming out of high school, but now, after he played for North Texas, he's coming in at a .93, which is huge, considered a 4-star as well. So,
Okay, because I didn't know what that meant.
Yeah.
I was like, "What's a .88 and .93?"
right, well,
I ain't never heard of that
it's like
before.
a scoring system, right? So
Oh, okay.
So
All
he
right.
was basically a 3 coming out of high school, and now he's considered a 4.
Got you.
So, yeah.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah, it's like
cool.
their point system. Like
Cool.
I assume it goes up to 100.
Right.
But yeah.
What
so.
you think, John? You been around the facility?
Said I met the new strength coach. Shout out to Jason from from
Okay.
New York. Cool
Dope.
dude. That's the only new person I met, honestly.
Yeah.
Emmett Matthews has been in there working out and stuff.
You met Ross
Yeah,
Hodge yet?
Nah, I ain't catch him yet.
Ah.
But I mean, everybody likes him though. Like everybody says
Yeah?
he's cool. Says he's cool. The people from TBT said that he actually helped Texas Southern. Where'd he come from?
North
Texas. Yeah.
North Texas. Yeah, he helped. Like he was very supportive of their like TBT team,
Nice.
that type of stuff. So
Oh, let's talk about Shador Sanders in the
Yes.
NFL draft because I thought this was probably the craziest story of
It's
the
insane. 'cause
weekend.
yeah.
what do you think?
See, so I'm hearing, and I don't know what is true or not. So I feel two ways because I feel like being the son of Deion Sanders hurt him.
I agree.
Where you feel like it should have helped him, but it
Agreed.
ultimately hurt him. And then also, I just heard that he wasn't like he had like some of the worst meetings. Some GM said he had one of the worst meetings he ever had in like like 30 years or 40 years
No
of
kidding.
running like the combines and stuff like that. He just wasn't prepared or whatever, however it was bad. So it's like
You think he rested on
regardless
his
of
laurels a little bit because of who he is?
maybe, or was it an excuse to not draft him, or I don't know, because you're not in these rooms, so you don't know exactly what's true or not.
Yeah.
But it's just
I
kind
mean,
of crazy that a projected first rounder slips into the fifth round like that. I don't remember.
Nobody
Does
wanted
that
him.
well,
Like
happen?
nobody. Like that's crazy.
well,
Yeah,
one
that's wild.
thing is for sure, and that is that Dion was going to every media outlet possible talking about who he wouldn't want his son to play
Right.
for.
Right.
That does not bode well.
No.
Mm.
NFL is a boys' club at the end of the day.
That's
Like
it.
they talk to each other. I would not be surprised, and this is just me just talking. I would not be surprised if all the owners called each other up and was like, "Nah, we're not drafting this kid."
Yeah, until
Yeah.
fifth round.
Just
Fifth
So
round.
until fifth round to humble him, even if it's not to humble him, to humble his dad, because
Yep.
we don't fuck with his dad like that.
So
Do
the
you
New
think?
York Post is basically writing articles saying that multiple owners told their teams to take him off the board. Owners.
Man,
Yeah,
Like
I'm
that's
telling you.
a big deal.
that's fucked up.
What were you about to say, John?
Who do you think would like? Let's say that he did have a big ego and all of this stuff. Who do you think had a worse one, him or Baker Mayfield?
Baker. Just out what you can see, Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield.
We saw both of them. Oh, Baker was a Heisman, but we saw both of them play. Like he's a good college football player. Like he broke mad records. Like he was a good college football player. I'm not sure what happened with Dion. Like fifth round is kind of crazy. Like
That is
I'm
Fifth
not
crazy.
sure.
round, bro.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that's what I'm saying though, is just like you like that's petty. That's petty as
Well, but here's
hell.
the
Like
thing: their
just
reasoning for it wasn't because of he's Deion Sanders' son. According to the articles that are being reported now, the owners were like, "I'm not dealing with this kid who's got an ego bigger than the size of Texas.
Right.
I don't want to deal
everybody
with
got an
it."
ego though.
I get it,
Everybody
but
got an
not when you're
ego.
fresh off college ball and trying to prove yourself in the NFL.
I don't think that's true either though. Because
that
like
was
like
if-
what's the name was talking about Baker Mayfield, Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
What we
Johnny
talking
Manziel.
about? He had one of the biggest egos ever, and he got
And do you
drafted.
see him playing right now?
No, but and
He got
we not talking
drafted.
about his career after. I'm talking about the draft.
Yeah.
But even
He
then,
got
he got
drafted.
drafted because people thought he was still good. And look what happened.
Yeah. That's why Schrader should have got drafted.
Yeah, Shador definitely like.
To watch him
He-
fail?
We
he
don't
should-
know if he's gonna
we-
fail. Who knows?
exactly.
You're not
we
wrong,
don't
but
know.
also, no offense, there's a lot of talent out there. Why fucking dwell on one human being? Sorry.
No QB in the draft that went before him should have went before him.
And he was ranked the second QB. He was ranked number 2 behind
I'm
Cam
not
Ward.
saying
He was the
he's not a
second
good
QB
quarterback,
ranked.
but I'm saying if
fact.
everybody was in agreement of fuck this guy, well then fuck this guy.
I mean,
That's-
and I get that, but I guess we're more talking about the reasoning why they're saying fuck him.
Yeah.
Is it more because of him, or is it more because of his dad, or and what
Like
they
I
like
said, so
represent?
according to this article I'm reading, Jacqueline via Jacqueline Hendricks of the New York City or New York Post. He's the former NFL quarterback and longtime NFL analyst. Boomer, I can't pronounce his last name. Anyways, he addressed the issue, and he said, when you listen to this kid talk right prior or at the combine about how if you want a new culture in your locker room, I'm the guy to do it. I can turn it around. He's very high on himself. I think he's very off-putting to many coaches and general managers in the league. And then they go on to say that like his ego threw off a lot of people and they didn't want that ego on their team.
Why wouldn't you want to change the culture in your locker room?
I
man?
know
You
that's
gotta
what I
really
was about to say. Like, what is he supposed to say?
I mean, you're not wrong.
What is your
But-
quarterback?
He's a
supposed to say?
quarterback. He's the quarterback. So essentially, if he's good enough, he will change the culture. That's literally what the quarterback of every team
Yeah.
does. Changes the culture. So it's like,
Supposed
what
to.
is he supposed to say?
They didn't want him to have that much power coming in as a a rookie? Like I'm
and
confused.
this is what I'm saying is like, well, I guess John's point, correct me if I'm wrong, John, is like they'll accept it from some people and then some people they won't accept it from, depending
Right.
on who you are.
Yep.
So it's like, what else is he supposed to say? He's not supposed to have confidence in himself. He's supposed to humble himself, and I get that part, but that's not I feel like that's not a good enough reason to not draft somebody because they're not humble. Like you can learn humbleness throughout life. You know what I mean? I'm
Facts.
Yeah.
sure wherever he got drafted, he's gonna deal with situations that's gonna humble him. Just playing the NFL alone as quarterback will humble you.
Yep.
So just the fact that you're not gonna draft him just because you feel like he's too cocky or he say he's gonna change the pro. He's supposed to be there to change the program, to
Yep.
change
And
the
this is
team.
they did the opposite. This is gonna make it worse. Like if that was me, I'd have a chip on my shoulder. Like I'm coming in here.
Well, and that's it, right? This
Now
is a
I'm really
moment for
gonna
him
talk
to
my
make something happen for sure.
yeah. But like if he would have got drafted early, he still has to earn his spot on the team. Like he's still
Exactly.
battling for a QB spot. It's not guaranteed that he's gonna play. So
Well, and that's it
for,
because yeah, I mean, how many fucking quarterbacks do they have on the Browns now? 5.
yeah.
Right.
But even like if he would have went earlier, he still would have to earn his spot. Like
Yeah.
it's not just handed to him. So that would have humbled him there, like and by itself, just him battling for that spot. Like
Yeah.
you're only gonna get the spot if you're the best QB. So
Right.
I really don't know. That shows a lot about leadership in the NFL for real, for real. Like the only way you can humble a kid is if you knock down his draft stock.
Do
Like
him like
it's
that.
kind of
Like
crazy.
that's
Yeah.
that's and I feel like that's also unprecedented too. Has that ever, Ash? I don't know. Maybe you would know more than I would, but has that ever happened to
Not
a
like
player
that.
that
I
was
mean, I think
supposed to
we've
be
all
projected
seen.
top five?
I think we've all seen. There's people that have definitely fell
Mm-hmm.
from where you thought that, but not by
This
rounds, not by
right.
rounds, not from first
First
to
to fifth is
fifth.
OD.
That's insane. I would understand maybe even fall into the second round. It's still crazy, but like not quite as you know what I mean? Like
Right.
that's your ego check, right? There's
Right.
your ego check. Second round, fifth round.
Then
That's
That's
they
not
then they
even
sent-
a.
then they sent my man
okay.
to the Browns.
And then they sent him to
Yeah.
the Browns.
I insult on top of injury.
No, and so on top of injury was the prank phone call he got from
Oh, that was
bro.
nice,
I'd try to kill somebody, bro. Could you
All right,
imagine, bro?
They
bro.
finally figured out who the prankster was. Hang
And
on,
he
I have it.
apologized. Go ahead, read that ass.
Oh yeah, Falcons say defensive coordinator Ulbricht's son was responsible for the prank call. The Atlanta Falcons said Sunday the defensive coordinator Jeff Ulbricht's son was responsible for a prank call made to NFL draft pick Shador Sanders. The Falcons released a statement saying the 21-year-old, 21, Jax Ulbricht unintentionally came across the draft contact phone number for Shador Sanders off an open iPad while visiting his parents' home and wrote the number down to later conduct a prank call, which also tells me that this kid was in on what was
He
going to
knew.
possibly
Yeah,
happen.
Yes.
he knew that
He
they
had
were
to have known he
planning
was going
on
to
like no
fall,
one was going
otherwise
to
the
draft
prank
him.
wouldn't have worked, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And the fact that you leave your iPad that you're talking about potential
Like,
draft
are they
picks
just
just
is the
open like
NFL
that.
trolling Shador Sanders? Are they trolling this man?
I really think that's what's going on, bro. Like I
That's
really think
So he should sue the
that's happening.
crazy.
NFL. I would sue.
Nah, wait, that never
Sue the hell
works.
out of him.
This is
That never works.
crazy.
You might as well just take this L, just keep it moving, bro. That never works.
Bro, could you imagine, like, like everybody's dream growing up is to play in the NBA. Like, could you
Yeah.
imagine on draft night and like you actually have a chance to go like get picked and someone pranks you like that, bro? I'd try to kill somebody, bro.
Bro,
That's messed
OD.
up.
This is
That's
insane.
messed up.
And the thing, I'm just glad he wasn't there because I feel like that would have been way more embarrassing. At least he was at home at the crib chilling. He wasn't
Yeah.
at the actual drive, so I guess that made it less embarrassing. But still, because there's footage of that. That's never going anywhere
Yeah.
of you getting pranked on draft day.
That's good though. Like, I think he's gonna be a good NFL player. Like, when you
Oh
can
yeah, I
get a
do.
record like that, and
So, another article I was just reading, Damian Woody, who is a former NFL champion, also ESPN analyst, NFL analyst, he said it was very clear that the NFL thinks that he's just not that guy. They say if you're that guy, there's no doubt someone's going to pick you and they're going to take you early, even if you slip a couple spots. But he goes on to say that with the celebrity factored in and everything else, the NFL does not think that he is an NFL quarterback that's going to be a good quarterback.
I,
So
But
I think
how do they think that though? Like, why?
that's
What's the
what
reason?
that's what they're saying.
there's nothing to suggest that he won't be a good quarterback though.
I
That's
don't
why I'm
I
like, there's literally nothing to suggest that he will not be good in the NFL.
Yeah, like why
His
did he play like
numbers,
that?
what are you gonna point to say like, nah, he's not that guy? You can't point to his numbers. You
Yeah.
can't. He's won. You know what I mean? They took Colorado. Him and Deion Sanders. They took Colorado from a irrelevant team to a actually ranked football team. So what can you point to say that he doesn't have the ability to
Yeah.
do what
Is
he
he-
says
Maybe
he
they're
can
not
do?
worried about his talent so much as the other aspects. Maybe they're afraid that of other things.
So he
Like-
is that guy. He's
Like a
just-
Johnny Manziel. You know what I mean? He has talent for fucking days, but the kid is a partier. He's not in the game.
Johnny was
I
getting in
don't-
trouble in college though.
True.
Yeah,
You're not wrong.
Shador don't have. Shador does
Shador-
not have. Even with all the things they're saying outside of football, he doesn't have a stain on his name. So I
You're
don't
right.
understand where that would. And Johnny Manziel was doing crack and drugs. You smoke crack, don't you? Nah, but he was doing other stuff that was like, okay, I could see how this dude is going to crash out in the NFL because you got all that time in college, but you got even more time in the NFL to be by yourself. So it's like that. I don't think that's comparable either.
You know what
I
though?
don't know.
I would love for us to come back in 6 months, whatever it is, 8 months from now, have this conversation again to say that he earned the number one quarterback spot at the Browns and proved everybody wrong in the NFL that let him slide to position number 5. The
Right.
shitty thing is they're probably not paying him very well because he slid to the 5th round.
He's good on money. He don't.
Well, true.
He is good on money, but I mean, we
True.
could all use more money. But he ain't starving for it. He ain't the regular
True.
5th round pick.
That is
He
true.
can negotiate after this, right?
That's it too,
His-
right?
His NIL deal for real is probably way more than he would have got in his rookie contract anyway. So
I never thought about that. What is his NIL deal? Let's
this
find
man
out.
is pulling up in Phantoms and Lambos to games. And iced out
And then
chains.
they
I think he'll be
wonder
just
why they
fine.
think he is.
Yeah, he'd be all right. It's prime time, baby.
Yeah.
I think he's. I seen where his other son Shiloh, I guess fired him as an agent.
6.5 mil is what he made at
Yeah,
Colorado.
yeah. So
He shoulda
And his
kept him,
new
though.
rookie contract is estimated to be around 4.6 million. So yes, Kev, you are correct.
you would have made exactly. That's what I'm saying. He took a pay cut going to the NFL.
He's not going to the NFL. That's
Nah,
fucking
but shout out to him
insane.
though. I hope he uses this as a tool. You know what I mean? As motivation, because they definitely did him dirty.
But you know what? Isn't that okay? Here's the other thing. I feel like we've seen this a lot. NCAA and the shit that they've been pulling between Florida State not getting to go into the playoffs where we thought they would, us getting snubbed out of the fucking tournament, and now the NFL letting a good player, actually not a good player, a great player, drop to 5th round. Like, shit's
Yeah.
getting weird, man. Like, I don't know who's
Yeah.
pulling strings up high, but it feels icky, you know?
Yeah. And it's not like it hasn't happened before, like you said, Ash, where people have slipped in the draft. But it'll be 2nd round, maybe 3rd round.
That's
But
it.
from a 1st to a 5th it's never happened before. And the fact that it's happened with this kid, and I think and I think the reasoning is not good. It's superficial reasons, and it may be as valid as they may be. It's superficial, and it has nothing to do with his actual talent and the game going on. And he hasn't done anything. He hasn't been in trouble. He hasn't been arrested for doing anything. So all of these, yeah, he's flashy. He might be cocky and brag a lot. It has nothing to do with what he would do, his production on the field. And I think
Right.
that's where the mistake is.
Yeah.
He said
So-
he would change the culture in that locker room. That's just the fact.
I want to hear that from you. I don't want to hear like, I don't know, man. I don't think, if you draft me, okay, oh well, maybe. I want to hear like, yo, I'm coming in here to try to change things. I'm coming in here to try to build a winning culture. That's, as a GM or a coach, that's I figured you would want to hear something like that.
Yeah.
It's like what's crazy is like let's say like I don't like a kid's dad, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Like me and like let's say I'm a GM of an NBA team and I don't like who do we play in college? Jimmy Butler's
Uh,
I don't like Jimmy Butler. Me and Jimmy Butler used to battle all the time. So I'll take it out on his son. So I go around spreading a rumor to every team in the conference like, "Oh, you don't want this kid cuz he's going to do this, that and the third." Like
Yeah.
that's
It's
messed
messed
yeah,
up.
up.
Like
It's
and
why
I
would you
also
even
also
listen to that?
it's no surprise he's Deion Sanders' son. Deion's got the biggest ego of anybody on the
right,
planet. Was it any surprise that his son might have a little ego too?
Yeah, and
I don't
Dion
think
was a
his
good
son's anywhere
player. Like
near where
and
he's at.
right, exactly, and you see how that turned out though. You see how Deion Sanders turned out.
Well, and
So
they're saying that according to the NFL people, like Dion had the talent to back it up. They for whatever reason do not
they
believe that
don't,
Shador has that talent.
which is it's fair. Like again, all of this is fair. If you feel like this person doesn't have, that is fair. Like you are
Sure.
supposed to, your job is dependent on whether who to pick, good or not. It's just the reasonings for me
I
that's
agree. And
like it
also,
don't check
not
out.
every analyst is going to be wrong about where somebody should land in the draft.
Right, right. That's
You're
yeah,
saying
that's true.
every analyst is wrong about this kid's stats and his talent.
Yeah. So
yeah, I don't get it that wrong.
I think we underestimate how dumb people can be sometimes
I,
too.
I
So
saw one of the
I think we
I saw one of
underestimate
the
that.
That's
kids.
it.
I saw one of the kids in the combine. Like he just looked bad. Like he was in the combine. Like his combine workout was just awful, and he
Ugh.
got drafted before
Nuh-uh.
Dion. Yeah,
Oh, see, that's
I think
just
it's the one from
horrible.
Louisville. I think.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I kind of feel
It
for this
is.
kid a little bit. I usually don't feel so bad for, rich kids who have everything, but like, but I do feel bad for
Nah.
him. But you know what? I think he also is fortunate to have an opportunity to show people what's up. And I hope he does.
A- And I think too that this will kind of put the spotlight. Well, he's still gonna be talked about. Even he
He's
got to
more
be the
talked
most talked
about now
about
than he
fifth
was when he
rounder.
was in the
Yeah,
draft.
he's got to be the most talked about fifth rounder ever.
Ever.
You know what I mean? So he's still
Ever.
gonna have eyes on him. But from a playing perspective, I feel like it's gonna take the pressure off him. He's not gonna be asked to carry a team as he would if he was a earlier round pick. So it is going to give him, maybe if he has a learning curve, it'll give him more time to fit in the
Nah,
NFL style of football that, he's not going to be scrutinized for everything he does. It's like, yo, this
True.
dude's a fifth round pick. Y'all ain't believing him anyway. So
I disagree.
Here
He
we
is
are.
gonna start. He's starting. He's the best quarterback on that team.
on the Browns,
Yeah, they suck.
who else they
He's
got?
going.
They got Deshaun
They got like
Watson, who's washed
Joe
now, but
Flacco, who's also washed.
Joe
Wash.
Flacco is
He's
starting.
old.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bunch of old guys and some. He's gonna start, bro.
Didn't they take?
I
They
I
took
think
another
he'll get a
quarterback
chance.
though, right?
They what?
They took another quarterback in the draft, too.
I don't know if they did.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I'm
So
pretty
they
sure they
got
did.
Joe
Um,
Flacco, Kenny Pickett, who's 26.
Kenny Pickett's on
yeah,
there.
they
Deshaun
took Dylan
Watson,
Gabriel from Oregon.
Damn, they got a
Dylan
yeah.
Gabriel, and Lil Dion.
That's crazy
So
because they gave Deshaun Watson all that money a few years ago, and it's like for nothing.
are they not gonna play? They're done with him, huh?
Yeah, it's over.
Well, and also I
Browns.
think it's funny because rumor has it the Browns traded up to get to Sanders, and they passed him up initially because I think they were afraid of repeating a Deshaun Watson situation,
Mm.
which also
The Browns
sucks.
just suck though. Like I hate that he had to go to the Browns, yo.
Yeah, that's a
They
messed up
just they're
situation to go
terrible.
to. That's like a. We just
If
talked
he
about what
turned,
was it? Johnny
yo,
Manziel, Baker Mayfield. They didn't bury the.
yeah,
Well, Baker Mayfield bounced back now. He's good now, but
But he
they
also
didn't.
wasn't. Yeah.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, at the time when
There's a
he.
lot
So
of
they.
honestly, there's a lot of top recruits or top drafts, I guess, out of college that are quarterbacks that everyone is so high on that end up not being. And maybe
Yeah.
that was the thought process behind it, but he shouldn't have fell to the fifth round.
Right.
yeah.
Christ.
We don't know
If
what
he
Cam
turns
Ward
his
is going to be.
if
Yeah.
he turns his team around, he's the GOAT. If he's a
He'll
starter
be
and they made the playoffs, he's the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah.
No other quarterback can do it.
He
He'll
will be
up
the
there.
most talked about quarterback of all time. Remember that time
Nah,
Shador
Tom.
Sanders went in the fifth round and
Yeah,
He's
the best
better.
exactly.
quarterback ever?
He's better than Tom Brady if he does that, bro. Come
All
on.
right, let's
Like,
not
come
get,
on. He
Now
took the
slow
Browns to the
get
down,
playoffs.
let's
sir.
not get ahead of ourselves.
He got drafted
I-
5th round and took the Browns to the
no,
playoffs. Like, you're the
Tom Brady
GOAT,
got
Tom
bro.
drafted
Brady
in
You
the
doesn't
can't say
prove
seventh
that.
that
round.
either.
He didn't
Tom Brady
take the.
got drafted in the last round ever. He got
Correct.
drafted in the
He didn't.
seventh round.
His first year
Correct.
though, he didn't take them to the wherever they needed. He wasn't even starting. He had to, you know what I
His
mean?
first year as a full-time starter, they won
That
an
doesn't stop the fact that Tom Brady's one of the best
NFL
NFL
title.
quarterbacks of all time.
If Lil Dion take the Browns to the playoffs, he ain't
Lil
got to win a
Dion.
game, bro. He's the best quarterback of all time.
Nah, I'm not gonna lie. If he gets them to the playoffs, that would be a big ass accomplishment.
Big
You think
So-
Tom Brady could have did that with the Browns?
I think Tom Brady could have done that with anybody as long as he's got a
Yeah.
receiver out there.
Exactly,
He needs
I feel
one.
like
He
it.
needs one dude that can catch the
bro.
ball.
One,
Oh, no.
just one.
Just one.
The Patriots were tough. They were always stacked, bro. Like
Yeah.
Once he got established, they were stacked. But when he first
But
started,
remember,
they
he
weren't.
did great with the Buccaneers too. It wasn't just
Yeah,
the Patriots.
first year, Chip.
I don't remember.
Let's not forget.
Yo, speaking of NFL player, I don't know if you've seen it, but the whole thing with Shannon Sharp.
I did not
Yeah,
see
just
that
step-
until you mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go through it. What happened?
All right, so I guess he was having I don't know if I would call it a relationship, a fling with a OnlyFans model. I'm not sure her name, but she was like apparently like she's like 19,
He
and
was with her. He was with her since she was 19. She's 22 now.
oh, she's 22 now. Okay, so all right.
23,
He was
23.
I don't
So
think
he
that
was-
changes things.
Yeah, I don't. It doesn't, but it does provide more context because people were saying that he was with her before she was 19. So I was like,
Oh, okay. I get you. So
yeah. So I was like, so that
started-
changes. That does change thing a little bit for me.
But does it?
But
But does it?
22 compared to 19, you can drink. You're legally able to drink now. So kind of.
Well, yeah, but he started with her when she was 19, is what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah.
And
Yeah,
he's
that's
not
that's
a
kinda-
young buck.
Yeah, that's kind of
Teenager.
crazy.
He
You're
was
right.
a
You're right.
teenager. A teenager is crazy.
You're right.
That's kind of wild.
But
Can we also talk about
yeah,
just,
she's.
like, how I know that I get that in our society, it's like, oh, she's 18, she's legal, blah blah blah. But dude, there's a
Barely,
vast
though.
difference.
Barely though. She's barely.
And also a vast difference between an 18-year-old female and like a 22-year-old female. Big difference. I think even 20s anymore is like wild, but
I just
I'm not
found
gonna
it crazy because right. I found it. She's suing him for 50 million. I don't know if he's gonna settle or whatever like that.
so what is she
but
suing him for?
I guess sexual assault. I guess she recorded a conversation that they had,
Oh,
and he was talking about. I'm guessing because they only put part of the conversation. I don't know if they released the whole conversation where she was talking about. They were talking to each other, and I'm guessing it was like sex talk. And he was like, "Yeah, you want me to choke you or something like that, something to that effect." And she was like, "I don't want to be choked." Like she was like egging it on because she was recording it, obviously.
Yeah,
And
It's a setup.
I don't know.
that
Yeah.
feels,
It's a-
that feels kind of icky. But also,
It's
no
a-
offense, Shannon Sharp, you should have fucking known better. Like, no,
Yeah, I mean,
no joke.
That
If
too.
there's one thing, if there's any advice I can impart on any man listening out there, every 19-year-old woman is fucking crazy. Okay, I don't care who she is.
true.
I was a goddamn psychopath at 19. Okay?
It's very true.
And I think we know me. I'm chill as can be, but at 19, I was a psycho. That's all
Yeah,
you
ain't
need
nobody
to know.
doing no shit like that. Like she's psycho.
No,
Like, she got
no, I would never do
OnlyFans.
something like that. But I
A
was
19-year-old that has OnlyFans, like you know, like what they're looking for. Like you should know, like that's a
Right.
red flag in itself.
Right.
And then she's like another, like you know, it's a setup. She's going for a civil suit. You know what I mean? For $50 million. Like
Yeah,
if
they're
it was,
easier to win.
if something really happened, like wouldn't you go for a criminal? Like wouldn't you want to put him in jail if he really did that to
Especially
you? Like,
when she's still within the statute of limitations.
yeah, like it's a shakedown. And then her lawyer is Tony Bugsby or whatever.
Oh my god.
Who's
He
just
was
known
54.
for-
She was 19. I'm sorry, but that's just weird.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fucking
wild.
weird.
It's just it's bad because Shannon Sharp, I feel like has built his platform in such a great way. He got
Yep.
the Unc and Ocho podcast, the Nightcap. He got his own club, Shay Shay. He's working on ESPN now. He's like winning in life. So for the fact that he had he did something where obviously we know that he shouldn't have put himself in this situation, regardless of if she's lying or not. You still kind of put yourself in a position to
That's
be
it.
targeted like this. You're seen as a prize,
Yep.
so people are gonna do stuff like this.
That's it. And
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but like, and I'm, you guys are both men of stature, right? Especially in our area and outside of that. Do you not look out for your own well-being in those senses? You know what I mean? Like when you're somebody, you kind of have to like you have to kind of protect yourself because people are like that,
Sharks.
unfortunately.
yeah,
Just saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like as a man, sometimes we don't make the best decisions, especially when
Yeah,
it comes
I'm not
to
gonna sit here and act
women.
like
Yeah, I'm
I'm
not
not
gonna act
gonna sit
holier
here.
than I'm not gonna act holier than thou. Like, I mean, I made about tons of bad decisions when it came to that stuff. Not
Yeah.
this kind of situation, but just women in general. So
Sure.
we sometimes don't have the best. You know what I mean? When other parts of our body take over, we don't have always the best judgment. So I ain't gonna act like it's just him.
And I mean,
But
I
nah,
get it. I get it.
nah,
But
but Shannon Sharp is just a freaky dude, bro. Like he might have
Yo,
a
did you?
problem. It's like the third time that something that came up, bro. Like you
oh,
work for
really?
Disney, bro.
Oh,
You
I didn't
can't
know
be.
that.
You work for Disney. He
Well,
works for
not
Disney.
anymore though. Not anymore. He had to step
They
down from
fired him.
ESPN.
Yeah, they fired
I
him.
don't know if he. I think either he stepped down or they, which is same thing.
Same thing. Yeah.
They wasn't
But
gonna keep him
this like
there.
the third time. I think the first what happened? He got caught on
It was on
camera. Like
IG Live.
he was on IG Live having sex with a girl. Okay, we can understand that. You butt
Yeah.
dial or whatever shit going on. Then this and something else happened. I ain't gonna say what else happened, but he's
What?
just a freaky dude, bro. He's just something's up with him. Like he's just a
Listen, what
he's
you
just a
do
freaky
behind
dude.
closed doors is your business. But if you're doing it with people who are speaking to the media, there's your
Yeah.
problem.
Yeah, and I feel like that's the hard thing to do. Like you could trust a girl like, yo, I'm not gonna say nothing. Yeah, you could trust me. Da, 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 but and that's kind of the messed up part about it. Like, yeah, he's wrong for messing with like a young girl like that. But at the same time, like what you do in your bedroom is what you do in your bedroom. Like that should not be open to anybody else. Like you know what I mean?
It-
Like
It's crazy. It's funny to me because on one of his episodes, he was talking with somebody and he was talking about how he wouldn't even go in the elevator with a woman. If it was just him and a
oh
woman
yeah,
by himself, he would wouldn't even go in the elevator. So I just
we be
after
bro,
days after he said that this comes out and I'm
That's
just like,
crazy.
bro.
yeah,
You wanna
right?
know?
Like the
You wanna know
timing of
what's
that.
crazy? You wanna know what's crazier? He was shaming Donnell Rawlins for being with like a 21-year-old girl.
Was he?
Shaming him.
Oh
Like,
yeah, I did see
Like,
that
you
episode.
can't
Wow.
find
Yeah.
somebody your own age or something. Like,
Yo,
yeah, he was really like
that's-
shaming him. Like,
That's crazy. I didn't even think about that. I forgot about that episode. He damn sure did do that.
Yeah. Like, why you doing? Like, that's what's messed up. Like, throwing stones in the glass house. And come
That's
find
it.
out
You
tying
asked
up
for it.
19.
Kinda
But younger though,
asked
they
for it.
younger than the chick that Donnell Rollins was messing with.